This is 64-year-old Glen Haflin. Glen is about to be interrogated by the police after his neighbor, Dante Petty, found a doll hanging by a rope in front of his car. Dante claimed that ever since he moved to the apartment above Glen, Glen has been stalking and terrorizing him and his daughter.
Today we executed an arrest warrant. You were placed under arrest off a warrant that I presented to a judge. The offense is for stalking. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fire away. I'll answer anything you got.
So, what is stalking? I mean, who am I supposed to be stalking?
Okay. This is all has arisen out of tensions that you've had with your upstairs neighbor, Dante.
Now, when have I had tensions with him other than going to the management and saying that I believe they're dumping urine down? Well, I used to have an American flag up there, but they...
Let me...
And most recently, they're dumping dog poop. And I went to the apartment management and asked them if they could talk to him about...
Glen claims that his issues began when Dante poured dog urine and feces over his balcony and onto the lawn. Glen's balcony was directly below Dante's, so some of the material splashed onto his American flag as it was being poured from above.
You were a fire investigator for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, 10 years.
Okay. There's definitely more to your relationship with Dante than you going to the apartment manager. For me to have a judge of record sign off on my probable cause to both arrest you and search your apartment, we both need to acknowledge that I have some sort of probable cause, okay?
Yeah.
For us to sit here and have a conversation related to the position you're in, it's going to, in my opinion, require some honesty on your part on what your participation has been in this relationship, okay? There's more to your actions involving Dante than going to the apartment management. There's no other way I can put that. So, until you acknowledge some of your behavior, I'm not going to sit here and say this is what I got and this is what you did if you're not going to acknowledge anything. You get where I'm going? You understand what I'm saying to you?
I'm not real sure, because I have had previous conversations with, his name's Dante.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when they first moved in, I noticed a badge laying out on the brick wall, which I picked up, and the next time I saw him, I said, I believe this is yours. And so is that considered some sort of harassment or stalking?
No, it's more than that. Since October, Dante's had what I would consider 3 major incidents take place, okay? Started with a noose that was tied and thrown up on his balcony. Then it went to a baby doll with a noose tied around its neck thrown under his car. And it kind of concluded this Tuesday night with a baby doll with a noose tied around its neck.
So what is, I don't understand what that has to do with me.
The fact that I arrested you and searched your apartment should tell you that I think you're the one who's done it. And on top of thinking that, I have evidence to support that you are the one responsible for doing that.
What Glen doesn't know is after his multiple interactions with his neighbor, Dante decided to install hidden security cameras on the outside of his apartment. The cameras caught Glen acting strange and wandering around the front of Dante's apartment.
But again, I'm not in a position where I'm going to sit here and spell all my evidence out. If you want to sit back and be like, look, let's talk, but if you're not going to even acknowledge anything beyond a cordial verbal conversation with him, then I don't know how productive us speaking to one another is going to be.
Well, okay.
So it kind of boils down to how much you really want to talk about this.
Well, I mean, you're the one that started this off. I don't have anything other than I want to tell you. I mean, there's nothing going on. I mean, you
denied doing anything derogatory, racist, threatening to him whatsoever. You deny any involvement in any of it.
Yes, I do.
The other night when Sergeant Chimwell came to your apartment after the baby doll,
in the middle of the night, woke me up.
My understanding was
asking me about what this baby doll was doing out there, if I'd seen anything.
And he showed you the doll?
Yeah.
And you had never seen that doll?
No.
Okay.
Glen lies and says that he has never seen the doll before the night the police were called. What he is about to find out is that the police were able to pull surveillance camera footage from Walmart. The footage shows Glen purchasing the exact same doll that was found outside Dante's apartment.
So when I were to tell you that I have you on video at Walmart purchasing a doll that is identical to the one we have in evidence, and I know it was you, and I have video of you doing it, I took pictures of the clothes you wore while you were doing it while I was in your apartment. That's some of what I mean by I have evidence that your involvement is more than just I had a conversation with the guy.
Sorry.
So that wasn't you buying that exact same doll on the 19th with a gift card?
No.
At a self-checkout stand?
No.
So if I could show you the picture of you buying the doll on the 19th at the Walmart in Grapevine.
Please do.
Here,
But I still don't see what that has anything to do with me.
And that shirt was in your closet.
Yeah.
And I have the video of you swiping the doll. The exact same doll, Glen. Let me go a step further. The rope that you used to tie the doll up was in a box in your spare bedroom. Or the gift card that you used to make these purchases was in your wallet in your master bedroom. I'm not in the business. I'm picking on people. I'm sure as heck not in the business of making stuff up. You know dang well what I get paid to do. Right?
But I don't see what that has anything to do with me. Is it against the law to have rope in your bedroom or use a gift card to purchase things? I mean, you're over my head here. How does that relate to a doll on a noose outside? How does that relate to me?
Glen has been presented with overwhelming evidence that he was the one that tied the doll to the railing. There is video footage of him purchasing the exact same doll with a gift card because he knew a credit card would lead directly to him. They also found the same exact rope in his home. Despite the evidence, Glen continues to deny his involvement.
Okay.
First of all, what is my motive? Let's start there and say he's got a motive.
You know what I think your motive is?
Yeah.
I don't think you like minorities, Glen. I can get your apartment manager to testify to that. The neighbor that put up security cameras on her porch because she swears you don't like Hispanic people would testify to that. Well, Dante would testify that you don't like him simply because he's black.
Well,
that's three people that I don't know from Adam that will all tell me that you don't like minorities, Glen.
Well, and I'm telling you that's not true. That's not the fact at all. I mean, I work with minorities all the time. I have friends who are minorities, and all of a sudden you're telling me I don't like them?
No, I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you your neighbors, your apartment managers, people that are around you on a daily basis, say there have been numerous times to where you have made it clear that you don't like them simply because of the way they look. That's not me telling you that.
How do I go about doing that?
Well, you're under arrest for tying nooses to baby dolls.
I don't like your haircut.
Okay.
So I don't like you.
Glen uses the officer's haircut as an example to prove that he does in fact like Dante. He explains that just because he doesn't like the officer's haircut, it does not mean he doesn't like him. If he applies this same logic to his feelings for Dante, he is stating that just because he doesn't like the color of his skin does not mean he doesn't like him.
And that's called stalking?
It's definitely under the stalking statute.
Okay. Well, I mean,
because you did it more than one time.
This is definitely at Walmart. I shop there a lot, and I do have a shopper's cart that I use a lot.
But the baby doll that you were shown by Sergeant Shimlow, you've never bought one of those?
No.
Never in your life?
No.
Okay. So the video that I have of you checking out on the 19th, buying a baby doll that is identical to the one that was used that night, I can tell you what else you bought because I took hours going through the receipts. There's your receipt with the gift card number and the baby doll on it with beer, cat food, bird food. This is your receipt, Glen. And the doll is on there for $2.88. Again, I'm not making this up. That's not what I do. If you want to tell me what you were thinking, what was going down, why you did what you did, we can talk. If you're going to sit here and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm showing you a receipt, I'm showing you pictures, I'm showing you that I have the video, and I'm telling you I've searched your apartment and recovered even more evidence that support what I'm telling you happened. If you're not willing to have an honest conversation with me, then I can't help you. I'm not the detective that's going to come down here and tell you the sky is purple when we both know it's blue. Okay? That's just not the way I work. He'll vouch for that. I say what I mean and I mean what I say. I'm telling you I have enough evidence to tell you I know for a fact what you've done. But if you don't want to have the same honest conversation with me, I can't do anything for you. That's as simply as I can put it. I can answer the basic questions at this point, why you're here, what your bond is, what to expect moving forward. If you want to talk about why it is you're under arrest, we need to be honest with one another.
Go on.
Well, this is where you need to talk. You see what I got. Nobody in this room believes that I'm making this up. Even you. You know what I got.
You got my glasses?
No, I don't. I can sit there and read it to you or have him read it to you.
Yeah.
Here, I'll read. It's just a couple of days ago. I'll read everything you bought.
The detective is about to read the list of items that Glen purchased alongside the doll at Walmart. When the police searched his home, they found most of the items that were on his receipt.
Wild bird food, miscellaneous doll, $2.88, dry cat food, a litter box, bread, smoked turkey, smoked turkey, smoked turkey, smoked turkey, some kind of pet water, a case of Miller Lite, which you still had on your kitchen table, skim milk, skim milk, skim milk, and then something called Banquet that was $2.34. And at the bottom of this, 12/19/17 at 12/11 is when you, in fact, I wrote it down. You started checking out at 12:06 and you exited the building when this picture was taken at 12:12 p.m. on the 19th, which is just a few short hours before we had a baby doll tied at the bottom of the stairs where Dante or his wife or girlfriend had to walk by, which also happens to be right next to your apartment. And that's just this one time. It's up to you. The ball's in your court. How do we want to talk? You want to explain yourself? Explain what you were thinking? I can't force you to. Going with the I don't know, I'm innocent, I have no idea what you're talking about, I don't think that's going to benefit you. I would rather you say I don't want to talk. But I don't know what you're talking about. We're grown men in this room.
What are my options?
As far as talking?
Yeah, what is a...
At this point,
What is a stalking charge?
What do you mean, what is it?
Felony? Misdemeanor?
It is a felony. It's a third-degree felony. And there's one count as of now. There's one count in the arrest warrant. It is a felony of the third degree. But understand the severity of what your actions have been. This is 2017. You can't tie nooses around dolls and display them for a minority neighbor that you don't like to see. That's not acceptable. But I don't know what's going through your head. I don't know what would make you do that. I don't know what you were thinking. I'm curious, but I don't know.
After hearing what's on the receipt, Glen changes the conversation by asking what his charges will be. The detective lets him know the charges and that the bail amount will be $1,000. However, there are some rules Glen must follow if he bails out.
Something we need to talk about in the event that you do bond out.
I can't be released on my own reconnaissance?
You need to bond. And because it's a holiday weekend, obviously I'm not going to be here all weekend. In the event that you bond out, are you aware of what a retaliation offense is?
Yeah.
If you were to get out and in any way communicate with Dante, Dante's girlfriend, Dante's child, and I catch wind of it.
Is that Dante's girlfriend or his sister?
I believe it's his girlfriend, common law wife. But what I'm saying is, if you make any
Dante's got a chip on the side.
That's
not I thought it was his sister. Cause,
that's not my concern.
Well, I'm just saying that.
What I'm trying to impress upon you is, you cannot go to him because of this arrest, because you've been investigated by the police department, and make threats, make accusations.
And I'm not about confronting him whatsoever.
Oh, I'm just
period. That's why I
like everything.
The department management and said this guy, and I believe now he's probably the one that's been throwing eggs on my Hummer.
You're worried about eggs being thrown on Hummers when you've been doing felonies to him.
Oh, so I say it's okay to.
I'm not saying it's okay, but you're not going to justify your actions. He threw an egg, so I did this. That's not fair. That's not tit for tat.
Well, I don't have any reason to be upset with him personally. That's why I went to the apartment management and I said, this is going on. I don't want to get into a conflict with him. You know, I just soon say, good morning, good afternoon. Hey, how are you doing? Oh, by the way, I think this might be yours.
But that's not what you did, Glenn. You didn't leave it at that. You did more than that.
It says you.
It says the evidence.
Glen continues to deny the obvious evidence against him. The police have everything but a video of him actually hanging the doll in front of the apartment. There is more than enough evidence to gain a conviction in this case, but getting Glen to confess will be icing on the cake for the prosecution.
Well, where's the evidence that says I went out there and tied that doll?
You have the rope in your apartment. The same rope. We found the same exact...
I have all kinds of rope in my apartment.
I agree. But the rope that was used to tie that doll would be all kinds of rope. You have the same rope. You're on camera buying the doll.
So it's against the law now to buy dolls, and it's against the law now to buy...
This.
Do what?
Give us more credit than that. It's not just that you bought these items. The evidence is there.
Well, where are the cameras that are all around out there? That's what I've been told is... I mean, when I said something about this, that, the other going on, I mean, even people have come to me and said that, matter of fact, I had a note put on my door saying it was okay to have cameras on my porch.
It is okay to have cameras on your porch.
So,
I had video from neighbors of yours with cameras on their porches. I have a video with you on your camera, or the neighbor who had a camera has video of you behaving a certain way. That's perfectly okay. I got the video.
No.
I'm not going to sit here. Your neighbor did have a camera up. I had a camera up. Heck, I've spent 30 hours in your parking lot the last couple of months.
Well, then you know who's out there doing it. But yet you're isolating me.
You think I just chose to pick on you? Why would I pick on you? You don't think I...
Because Dante...
I don't know Dante more than I know you. Dante's not going to tell me go pick on Glen and I'm going to jump and go pick on Glen.
Yeah.
Dante made a report because he's a victim. My job is to investigate the report that he made. Through that investigation, guess who I've determined did these offenses? You. That determination is based on evidence. The search warrant, judge signs based on evidence. Arrest warrants are based on evidence. You have to, in my opinion, I don't know what you're talking about. You can't sit here and deny that you didn't buy a doll when I'm telling you the evidence that I have shows you buying the doll. That's foolish.
And it's against the law to buy dolls?
I'm not saying it's against the law.
Well,
first of all, you lied about buying the doll to begin with.
I did.
You told Sergeant Simwell you'd never seen it before. You told me when we sat down. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never seen that doll before.
I got you buying the exact same doll on camera.
And that's...
The exact same clothing, same little doll hat. the same day, within a couple hours before, Glenn.
And I bought all kinds of gifts over the past months to
So you bought the doll. You acknowledge you bought the exact same doll on the same.
No.
So we're not making any progress. This is what I'm trying to say, Glenn. I don't have an interest in doing this. Okay?
That's your job.
Listening to you make up excuse after excuse. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have an interest in that.
All right, I don't want to talk.
Okay. Are you clear what I mean by retaliation?
Mm-hmm.
You have no reason to talk to Dante. No reason to talk to anybody in that family. No reason to interact with them at all.
The only time I've face to face with them is when I'm leaving or they're leaving at the same time.
Well,
our paths cross.
I'm trying to do you the favor of letting you know.
I understand what retaliation means.
So you will know what will happen if something were to occur between you two. It will be a totally separate offense with a totally separate charge.
I do.
That I will investigate.
But I don't want him coming back, trumping something up, saying he did this and he did that.
He's got no interest in communicating with you. He wants to be as done with this as I'm sure you do at this point. I can assure you he has no interest in prolonging this, making up anything. He wants y'all's relationship to be over.
And I have no problem with us having a relationship to begin with. That's why I don't see why that you're coming to me with all this, saying you did this and you did that. What is the reason for doing that?
I told you. You don't like Dante because of the color of his skin. You don't like the...
And I don't like you because you have a beard. How does that sound? Does that hurt your feelings? That's not true.
You don't like Claudia because of the color of her skin.
Who's Claudia?
Go out to your apartment, hang a left. Last name is Zahn. That's the reason. So there's no misunderstanding.
So anybody that wants to can say, he doesn't like me because I'm a racist. Is it because I have a Make America Great Again hat?
Glenn claims that his hat is the reason people think he is racist.
You're not understanding. It's not simply he's saying I think he's racist. He made a report. I investigated it. There's evidence to support that you committed a crime against him. It's not just...
Against him?
It's not just somebody...
Who is him now?
It's not just somebody raising their hand saying, I think Glenn's racist.
Who is him again?
The person who had a noose thrown on their porch made a case report. Threatening forms of intimidation because of their skin color or their ethnicity. That's why people do those particular actions. The symbolism of what was done is racial or has racial undertones, Glenn.
Mm-hmm. I would have to agree with that. But now, how does that involve me?
Oh, I'm saying you're the one who did those things.
Okay.
The evidence shows you were the one who did those things as well.
Well, I think you're wrong.
I can understand that. Do you have any other questions for me?
Yes, when can I get back to my life again? This is...
Bond's been set.
Yeah,
we'll
once
let
we're
you
done
grab
with
some
this,
phone numbers.
Do what?
Once we're done with this, we'll take you over there so you can get access to your phone so you can write some numbers down. Because that's what you needed.
And my glasses are there too?
Did you bring up glasses? I don't know.
I don't believe so.
If you don't have glasses, we could help you look through, find the numbers that you need so you can make
Well, I
phone
do
calls.
have glasses, but I didn't bring them with me.
I don't know if anybody's brought them up here for you.
We have your keys, so if we didn't bring your glasses, you can have somebody come to the jail. We can give them your keys to go get your glasses.
I can have somebody come get them?
Your keys, yes. So, and then they can go get your glasses and then bring them back to you, yes.
So you all won't go get my glasses?
Not at this point, no. I have no legal authority to go in your apartment any longer. So there will be somebody that you have to give consent to go into your apartment.
All right, let's do it. I'm ready to get out of here.
Okay. We're done.
Okay. Can I get up?
Yeah, call him.
Thank you for your consideration. Have a good Christmas. You as well.
Even though they were unable to get a confession from Glen, prosecution had more than enough evidence to charge him with a civil rights offense. Glen's lawyers would ask for probation, stating that his work as an EMT and a firefighter should be considered. Prosecution would make this statement: "No one should be afraid to go home at night. Our community will not tolerate crimes of intimidation or bigotry, and my office will continue to prosecute all those who persecute others based on their race, color, ethnicity, or religious beliefs." In the end, Glen was evicted from his apartment complex, and he was sentenced to 1 year in prison for his crimes. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time here on the Red Tree Crime YouTube channel.